Hi, I'm Taylor of Taylor Lynn Crochet, and today we are going to make some Christmas ornaments. I know that it is only like September, but if you guys have been in business for a while, you know that when you're a business owner, you kind of celebrate all of the holidays a season early because you think about Christmas during Halloween time, Halloween during summer, summer during spring, spring during winter, you know, and you're kind of always working a season or two ahead. So we're going to make a Christmas ornament. I'm going to actually design this ornament on LightBurn just using basic shapes. And bring you guys along on that journey. And then we're going to cut it on our laser and then we're going to assemble it. So this is just a way that I had no digital design experience before kind of getting into crafts. I've never taken any like college courses or anything on this. It's just stuff that I learned from watching YouTube videos and just like messing around with the software myself. With my Thunder laser, I have LightBurn software. So I really was like apprehensive to learn a new software after Glowforge, but it was a lot easier than I anticipated, which is good. And it's a lot more intuitive, and it's nothing like Adobe Illustrator is really hard. So if you've tried Adobe Illustrator before, this is not, this is like a really dumbed down version of that, which I love. So I'm just going to show you guys using really basic shapes, how to make a really cool snowman ornament. And then, yeah, we're going to go from there, and I'm excited to do this with you guys. Okay, so I have LightBurn open. I have it open on this screen, so I'm not looking at you guys and be looking over here. And this is just basically what LightBurn looks like when you get in here. I do not have my laser on, so that's why the camera is not open on my laser bed, because I don't need it on yet. So I want to build a snowman ornament. So I'm going to make 2 circles, one slightly smaller. Sorry, I need the select tool. Then the other. Should I make 3 circles? I know a traditional snowman is 3, but something about 2 just feels right. We'll do 3. Okay. So as you can see, I'm taking the circle tool over here, and you just like click and drag it over. And then I'm going to select all of these, and I want them to be in a straight line. So I'm going to go up here to these tools, and I'm going to align center. I also want these to overlap a bit because I'm going to merge all of them using some of the tools over here. So I'm going to again select all of them, and this tool right here combines them all into one shape, getting all of the lines out in between, and that's what we want. Now we have our snowman shape. So literally all I did was draw 3 circles, kind of stack them touching each other, center them using this tool, the align tool, and then I used weld to weld them all together. And that gives us our basic snowman shape. So we have the back of our snowman. If this is a Christmas ornament, we're going to need a way to attach everything, right? So we're going to get to that closer to the end, but the next thing I wanted to do was make a hat. So I'm going to use the square tool. I'm going to draw a smaller square and a bigger square. And then again, I'm going to select both of these. I'm going to center them. You know what? I actually want this brim to be a little bit wider. Okay. Select all of these. Center. Maybe a touch wider on that. Again, select and center. Okay. So this is my hat, but I want this to be one piece of black acrylic. So I'm actually going to again select and weld. Now I have my hat. But I do not want the snowman acrylic and the black hat. If I tried to place the black hat, I would have to set it like this on top of the snowman, which I do not want. I want it like that. So I'm going to have to use one of these tools, which is like the subtract. I'm going to make a copy of my hat and a copy of my snowman. And select your snowman first. You're going to hold shift and you're going to select your hat. And then, yep, okay. So you hit this button right here, which is the Boolean subtract. So you click that, oops. You click that, and then that should take your hat off of your snowman so that when you go to put your pieces together, it'll be like this, and your hat isn't like 1/8 of an inch on top of everything else because it now can land one flat base with your snowman. So what else do snowmen have that we need to add to make this complete? Snowmen have scarves, they have carrot noses, they have coal eyes, they have buttons, they have hands. For simplicity's sake, I'm going to add a carrot nose because I have orange acrylic. And I'm going to add, should we engrave eyes or should we glue them on? We'll glue them on, just, we're already going to have the black acrylic out. And then we can try our hand at a scarf. I don't know how that's going to go, but we will try it. So we need a carrot nose. So I'm going to go over to this tool. I think I need to go to shape properties and draw a shape. So I use this hexagon tool. It's a polygon tool. And I'm going to go over here and I'm going to decrease the sides to 3. So that's what we needed. This is obviously not the shape of carrot we need. We need something that's more like this. And then I'm going to rotate it like that. And then I was hoping that they were going to have like a rounded edges tool or something like that, but they do not. So I don't want my carrot to be blunt. I want it to be rounded. So I'm going to take a circle. I'm going to zoom in here. I'm going to use a circle and I'm going to go like this. I'm going to weld them together so that it'd be easier. Let's see. My height is going to be 0.27, and then I'm going to select this and make my height 0.27 so they're the same. Oops. And I'm going to select my circle right there, select both of them, hit the weld button, and then this to me looks more like a carrot, and we can bring this over and put it on our snowman. You know what, you guys, I don't know if he needs eyes. Would it be weird if I didn't put eyes on him? We're not going to make him with eyes. We're going to see. Because the smaller the acrylic pieces you have to glue on or try to attach, the more difficult it is. We're going to try and just do a square. We're going to angle the square like that. Again, there are other ways that I would do this if I wasn't trying to do it all in the LightBurn software, but I just want to prove that things can be done in the Lightroom software that you normally would not think could be. You know, like sometimes we get to thinking like, there's no way that's going to work. Well, guess what? We can make it work. If all you master is the LightBurn software, there's so much you can do with this. That you don't have to learn another software to do. Okay, we're going to make that scarf in red. Or green, maybe. Maybe blue. I don't know. I have a lot of stuff. Okay, so this is our basic thing. And I want the scarf to be in 2 parts because I want it to look separate, and I don't think scoring is going to give us that on acrylic. It's not going to give us the shape we need. So I actually think this is good for me. I'm going to pull these scarves off, the scarf pieces off. And now earlier I told you we were going to need a way to hang this item. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select the entire thing. Actually, I lied. First, I'm going to create the hole to tie it on. And I need to control. I need to center. And then I'm actually going to select the entire thing. I actually don't know if this needs to be that big. We're going to go 25. We're going to make it a full circle. Okay. And then we're going to align this center again just to make sure. And I'm going to select the whole thing. And instead of like welding and creating like a backer like that, because you could like copy and paste and build, I'm actually going to offset the shapes. So as you can see right here, this gives me a 0.15 inch outline around the whole snowman. I actually kind of like that. I don't mind it. I'm going to leave my corners rounded. It just means right here that the corners are rounded. You can change it to be like that. I just like the way that the rounded ones look. I want it to go outward. I don't want the outline towards the center. And then I'm just going to click OK. So now I have my backer, and then I do not need my hole to be this big. I actually really only want my hole to be like 0.3 by 0.3. And then I'm just going to center it. And then I'm going to pull all my pieces out because my nose needs to be put on orange acrylic. This needs to be cut on white acrylic. This needs to be cut on black acrylic. And this backer I'm actually going to do on wood. So I like the way that wood looks. I like the way that I think it is a little bit stronger than acrylic. It's harder to break. Like if you dropped a wood ornament, even made out of 1/8 inch plywood, it's not going to break. Whereas if you drop a 1/8 inch acrylic ornament, depending on what surface you drop it on, it could possibly break. So I think that this is going to add some stability. No clue how this scarf is going to turn out, but we're going to try and see what it looks like. But I think with just this, that'd be really cool. And then the last thing I want to do is I want to use Cuttle, and I'm going to do a 2024 on here. Maybe I'll do a first Christmas. It's my daughter's very first Christmas. She was born in, actually I don't want this one. She was born in April. So this will be her first Christmas. If you go to browse all shapes, if you guys want a tutorial on Cuttle itself, I can do that at some point. But this is just a very basic, cuttle.xyz is the site up here. We're just going to do 2024. And I don't mind that font. I like that one. Nope, I like this one. Okay. So, and then I'm going to cut this out on black acrylic as well. So File, Export SVG, 2024. Go back to LightBurn. I'm going to click the Import, Downloads, 2024. So now I need to decide, when you export things from Cuttle, you do have to group them. It's just Control-G if you have a PC. On Mac, I think it's Windows or Alt. I don't know what the computable thing is for Control on a PC, but whatever it is on Mac with the G. I need to cut these together on black, this on wood, this on white. I think maybe I'll do a pink scarf. I love a good pink scarf. Okay, so I'm going to actually go turn my machine on, and then we will start exporting this stuff. Okay, so when I turn my machine on, to unblock my window vent. Stick it out there. Turn on my key, then all of my lights come on, my thunder. And then it's gonna ask me to make sure that I have nothing in the way of that laser head over there. I'm just gonna move this out of the way because I don't need that piece. And it's gonna say confirm and move. It just resets itself back to the corner. So if my last cut was like way over here, the laser head would have went here and back there. My last cut must have been up in that corner. We need a fresh piece of wood that can fit that on. So we're gonna go get wood out of my wood drawer. Okay. This is masked wood. You don't need to use masked wood for this, especially because pretty much the snowman's gonna be covering up the whole thing. The thing I love about the Thunder is I can use magnets to like hold my wood down. Okay. I just want it to be held down decently good where I start, and then I like to just move my little guy over here around the magnets so I don't have to worry about hitting it. And I'm gonna go back to my computer now. Okay, so now that I have my laser on, you guys can see my camera over here. I can see kind of where everything is. I'm gonna click update overlay. That is going to show me what I can see on my laser bed. So I have wood in there, so I'm going to move that out of the way. I'm actually going to group those with Control G. And I realized I did not. We need to think about how big we want this Christmas ornament to be. Okay. So what I like to do when I do this is I put everything so that the tallest thing is, make sure that this is higher than everything else and lower than everything else. So when you scale this and you change the height, I want this to be, let's see, 6 inches would be this big. That seems really big to me. Maybe I want a 4.5 inch ornament. I think that's appropriate. So I'm actually going to just change the height to 4.5. Oops, Control Z. First we need to click the lock button, and then we're going to change it to 4.5. 5. Okay, and that has scaled everything down appropriately. So my nose, my scarf, my hat, everything will still fit per that thing. And we're good to go. So I'm going to move this up here. And I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to select just this one item, the only thing I want to cut on wood. I don't have to move all this stuff off of the board, and I just click send. And I just leave my stuff named as LightBurn, and I send it, and then we can go back over to the laser, and I will show you guys it cutting. Okay, so I don't know if you guys are able to see. There's a very light outline of the snowman on there, and I am going to just click cut. Pull our wood out. And this is the backer to our Christmas ornament. So what I'm gonna do real quick is cut all of the rest of the stuff out, and then I will show you how we assemble it. So here are all our parts. Our snowman is on that piece of tape, so we don't, our nose to our snowman is on that piece of tape, so we don't lose it. These are all of our different pieces. And basically I have tweezers, I have Star Bond medium glue. My nose actually has 3M tape on the back of it, so I can just show you what it's like to work with different things. And I have my needle pen, and this is to help me remove my masking. I just got these on like a 3-pack on Amazon. I think they should be linked in my laser list. So, took the masking off of our wood piece. Now we're going to take the masking off of our snowman on both sides. Okay, so that's kind of where that would go. We'll do our hat next. And then, do you guys see it coming together? Take the masking off of our nose. We'll actually just stick our nose on because it has 3M. We don't have to glue it. Okay, so with 3M masking, it's like a sheet that you put on before you cut out your stuff. So I'm just going to take that off, and now this has a very thin layer of like sticky tape on it. Again, with the smaller pieces, whoops, I gotta find the sticky side. I think that's the sticky side. The smaller pieces, I like to use my tweezers so that I can place it just so. Okay, I'm gonna put a little pressure, and then that is on there. That is not going anywhere. And then I'll take the masking off of our scarf that I have no clue if this is going to actually look like a scarf when we put it on, but we're gonna try. Otherwise, I don't mind. I don't mind the snowman. That way? I think so. Like that. Okay guys, intermission. I gotta go get my sleeping baby. Okay, if you hear heavy, if you hear heavy breathing, it is not me. It is the baby bean. No. No. My husband tore his ACL, so he cannot, well, he can't even walk right now. So he cannot walk around or get the baby out or anything like that. An adjustment we are figuring out. Okay, I don't think that scarf looks terrible. Okay, so the last thing we have is this 2024. I taking off the masking for now, and that's where everything's going to go. So right now the nose is the only thing that is glued on. I'm gonna work my way from the back upward. So I'm also gonna start with the biggest piece. So I'm actually gonna start with gluing the white snowman on, then the hat, and then the other pieces. So this Star Bond glue works amazing. You do not need a ton. You need like a dab, dab, a dab, and a dab. That is it. That is all you need. This stuff sticks really good. So I just want to make sure that that is aligned as much as possible. This glue actually dries also pretty fast, so keep that in mind. Oop. See, it was already like trying to dry and stick, and then I tried to move it. Okay, and the next thing I'm going to glue on is going to be the hat. So for the hat, I'm just going to do one dot. That was way more glue than I needed for that hat. And I just want to make sure that it is flush with the top of the snowman's head, so there's no gap. See, I put so much glue that it's like seeping out the top. Lesson learned, don't put that much glue on there. And then I need to make sure I do this correctly. I'm gonna pre-lay out my scarf. Okay. And this, you're gonna literally on the smaller pieces, you want the, and I mean the, oh, that was a lot. I just dragged it down. This is still gonna be too much glue. Again, probably use my tweezers to get my placement just so. Then I'm going to use a tiny, tiny bit of glue. Okay, my scarf is on. And then the most important thing for the letters and stuff is to make sure that they are facing the right way. You don't want to accidentally glue it on like that. So just make sure you're putting the glue on the right side and you're setting them down. Things like this, normally I would use the 3M tape for, because honestly, it's like so hard to get glue on the smaller pieces. I like to use the 3M for the smaller pieces, it's just easier. But that is our ornament. The last thing we really need to do would be to add some twine. So, sorry you guys, I'm literally wearing the baby right now, so. Okay. Let's see, I'm gonna tie this in a knot. You can thread it with a yarn needle or a regular needle or whatever. I just have a little crochet hook that I use for most of these because I'm a crocheter, so I always have them on hand. Oh, that is way too long. So I'm going to tie it here and then I'm going to cut it. I would always rather cut too long than too short because you can't add any. You can take some off. Okay. And that is our finished ornament. I think it'd be really cool to add like a just married on top of, like, remove this down and make it a little bit smaller and put like just married or my first Christmas or something along those lines. Our first Christmas in our new home. You could engrave it and paint fill, but this is a really basic ornament that I use just using my Thunderbolt laser and the software that they recommend for it, LightBurn. Like, honestly, again, I used all basic shapes and then the only thing I added was this, but you can also do text inside of LightBurn. I just like that Cuttle has a connected text feature where you don't have to weld anything or move anything. This just makes it a lot easier and I think it looks really good. Okay, so that is it, you guys. We have our finished ornament here. If you like this content, definitely give this video a thumbs up if you want to see more like it. Make sure you are subscribed to my channel. I think one of my next laser video, or the one after that, is going to be how I use my laser for embroidery. How I help, well, I guess I don't use it to embroider, but how I use it to help with my embroidery, specifically applique embroidery. So if you embroider and you have a laser, or you embroider and you want a laser, or if you have a laser and you want to embroider, this might be a video for you. Yeah, right, Bean? So I just think that I'm going to put that video out coming up. I'm going to try and do some more studio vlogs and other things. I know a lot of you guys are my crochet and knit followers. If you're like, Taylor, do you crochet or knit anymore? I do. I just don't release patterns anymore, so I don't have a ton of content on that. But I do a ton of crafts. And I'm also going to do a video where you use the backer that you cut on your laser and you add a bunch of beads and you decorate it with like a $10 bead kit from Amazon. And what a fun DIY project that can be. Gifts for teachers, gift for family members, just making something really cute for yourself. You can make it seasonal. So I plan to do a whole video on that. And if you don't have a laser and you're like, well, that looks fun and I want to do that craft, I will put a listing up on my shop where you can just buy the backers and I will mail them to you. They'll just be a couple bucks, and then that way you can order your own bead kit and make your own toppers. So that video is coming up as well, so make sure you subscribe if you don't want to miss those. But I will see you guys next time.